evening. Today is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2013, and you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today we are back in Acanthop Isle. Specifically, we are here at the cemetery, ready to play test and give you a tour and show you how things work. So keep in mind that I unfortunately have recorded this episode or this segment of the cemetery and playtesting and the second part of decorating and all of that. This is my fourth time recording it because I was having some microphone problems. So some of it is already done and playtested, and I tried out a number of things that some worked and some didn't. So you guys are going to miss that, but that's okay because I will show you how I did things as we go along. First of all, let's see a tour. So Honoria Piglet, Reverend Honoria Piglet, is the new vicar. And by the way, you guys might, understand what vicars are and all of that, might be saying, vicars are not called reverends. What are you talking about? And you'd be probably right. I have no idea. But I like, it's my religion in Acanthop is made up. So it's just different words that I use that seem to work well together. So, you know, please do excuse me if I'm offending your religious sensibilities. But yeah, Honoria is Reverend, and she's the owner of this cemetery as well as the owner of the little church over yonder. First thing is, bathrooms are here. I tried a hot chocolate machine and a coffee machine in here, but all it did was cause a backup. As you know, Sims love to just enjoy themselves in the bathroom in a large heap. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, so you have the hot chocolate thing and the coffee thing here, but Sims would just stand here and juggle cups and make a big old mess, and it was just not, it's too small a space with this tiny little walkway in here, corridor for Sims. Sims need a little bit more space in order to be stupid in. Anyway, flowers. Honoria makes flowers, and the point of the flowers was to have something to sell. It's difficult to make a cemetery an interesting lot because there's no, there's nothing. I mean, what can you do besides just mourn the grave and go home? So I wanted to take some time to really make this lot a workable, functioning community lot that you could bring a Sim to who just wanted to spend time with the dead, or a knowledge Sim who wanted to see a ghost, or teenage Sims who wanted to do a camp out and survive the night of being afraid and that kind of fun stuff. So the first thing was to find something that could be sold in the lot. So that's the name of, that's what these flowers are for here. And Honoria makes them, and you can see some already on the present lots of the Sims who unfortunately passed away in the Great Fire of 2013, which was a bomb. And I don't mean like the cool da bomb way. I mean literally a bomb. Oh, that was the best live simming session ever. Anyway, at least the best one I've ever done. So yeah, flowers. And so you can bring your Sim here to the lot and buy flowers when they when you move the grave, your Sim's grave, to the cemetery. You can buy flowers here and put them on the grave, and it also gives Honoria something to do. So she is the flower arranger there. I wanted to show you a little something that's good for when you're just starting up a business like I am, and I want to have the business be kind of as if it's already been going for a while. Sometimes, I'll start a business out and start out with nothing because that's some of the fun of the Sims. And have the Sim work up from a tiny little cardboard box and a cash register up to a large flowing, business. But in this case, I wanted the cemetery to be as if it's already been in place for a while and Honoria had some inventory. So if you have that situation, this sign that I'm looking at is a great tool. This is Monique's Craftable Item Supplier. Basically what it does is it allows you to buy, and so it's not a cheat item. You're actually paying for the craftable items. So instead of waiting for a Sim to make all of that inventory, which can take weeks of in-Sim time to have enough inventory to go with, you can start a business off with the Craftable Items Supplier. So for here, for floral bouquets, which is what we needed. You can buy them at 5 at a time, and it will tell you how much they cost. And the neat thing about this is that as time, depending on, and I have no idea how the modder, Monique, set this up, but it will apply a discount. Right now it's applying a 10% discount. There's nothing that you can do to choose the discount. It's just telling you what it's applying, and it's random, and it changes every hour. So sometimes the discount will be, I think it's from 10% to 25%. Sometimes the discount will be 0, sometimes it will be 10%, sometimes it'll be 15, 20, 25%. So that's just an added little benefit of the mod. So I think that's the only part that would be quote-unquote cheaty. So right now it's adding a 10% discount. So 5 daisy bouquets would be 180 simoleons. And it will tell you how many bouquets the sim already has in their inventory. So I've already used this. So the sim has Dahlia, I keep wanting to call her Dahlia. Honoria has 31 daisy bouquets in her inventory because she was making some, and then I also added some to her inventory. The rose bouquets, she hasn't been selling any of those. I added 10 of those for her. So she paid for those. Snapdragon bouquets, 5 of them would be 1,350 simoleons. So it's a good price that you're paying for them. It's just a way to get ahead on a business. In the robot station, there aren't as many robots. You can do servos and you can do toy robots. For some reason, Monique had problems with some of the other robots. For the toy bench, it includes all the toys. So that's just a way to kind of get things hopping when you just want to start a store and not have to skip all the crafting station. The next thing I wanted to show you is this item here is by Pescado. It is the Customer Selector, and I love this item. What it does is it allows you to make very interesting, unique businesses, particularly when you get a bigger hood with a lot of different sims to choose from. You can make a business that only allows gay vampires who are also gearheads to show up. Gearheads is a class from Apartment Life. So you can make any lot be a lot that only attracts sims that have arts and crafts as part of their hobbies interest. You can choose a dress code so they only show up in their swimwear, great for beach lots. You can choose something that allows pets, which I have on. I don't have any pets in Acanthop yet. You can also choose, and this is very helpful, the business type. This means that the sim will show up with needs ready to be filled that is for the business type. For generic, they're just going to show up with their normal, as Max has coded it, they're just a selection of needs lowered. If it's a restaurant, they're going to show up with their hunger lowered, but their other things like social will be full, so that they won't try and fill a social need before they go and get something to eat because it's a restaurant. For an entertainment, their fun will be low. For retail, their shopping will be low. I've set it to be relaxation for this because I want them to just relax around the cemetery. If they want to buy some flowers, that's great. But I don't want to set it to retail so that they die for the flowers. The other thing about this is that you can set it up so that only singles show up or only attached people show up. If you wanted to have a singles bar in your hood, you could do that. You can set it up so the different genders will show up. You can also set it up so that only teens show up if you have a teen hangout, or only an adult show up if you're doing a college in your main hood, which is something I'll be showing you about later. Or only elders show up, for example, if it's some sort of like bingo night or something. You know, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. You can also, like I said, have it so only witches show up. Only people who are, I don't know what plagued would mean. I think that means sick. Werewolves, that kind of thing. So like I said, when I wasn't joking, when you can make it a gay vampire, you know, who are single. And make a nightclub for that, if that's what floats your boats. The other thing is that it has a little timer that I've never used. Here's the little timer that goes with it. Oh, nope, that's a freezer clock. As you can tell, I've never used it, so that's why I'm not immediately putting my hand on the timer. But there's a timer in here that allows you to set it so that from a certain amount of time to a certain amount of time, say from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., the lot's available for everyone. And then after midnight, for example, until morning, it's available only to vampires. So you could do that as well, too. So the clock is part of that, and you can find it in your downloads folder because I never used it, and so I don't know what it looks like off the top of my head. think that's the main things I want to show you about the mods that I'm using. You will also note that I have the cross here, which works very well. The other thing I wanted to show you about the flowers is that they are all set to be very cheap, and you might be wondering where the cashier is and why there's no cashier register type thing here. And that's what this is for. This is it's by SimLogical, as many of my mods are by SimLogical. And it's called the SimLogical Auto Cash Register. What happens is that when Sims buy flowers, they will, choose the flower that they want, and then they will be drawn to go right to this auto cash register and walk right by it. And when they do walk right by it, their purchase will disappear and the money will be put into your funds. In other words, it will disappear. The shopping bag will disappear from their hands. They'll keep the purchase. It'll go into their inventory, just like with any other regular cash register interaction. The reason why I'm doing that is two reasons. One, because this lot is kind of packed in and there's not really a good spot to put a cash register on this lot that's not going to get in the way. That's the first reason. The second reason is that the way I see this from a role-playing standpoint is that these flowers are available by donation. Sort of like when you go to a church and you make a donation. You go to the cemetery or the funeral hall perhaps and make a donation for flowers. So that's my thinking with this, is that Sims are coming here and they're making a donation. That's why the flowers are all set to be very cheap. So, Dahlia, see, I just did it again. Honoria is not in this to make a ton of money off of this. Both her church and the cemetery are community services. So the amount that the Sims are paying for this is just enough to cover the expenses of running the cemetery and giving Honoria a little bit to live on. The other things that I've done here are, I think I mentioned this in the episode that you guys saw a few days ago, but this is hiding a gravestone, the actual gravestone underneath here. And this is a neat little gravestone marker. I have several of them. They are available from Mod The Sims 2. Let me see if I think that this one may not show you who did it. Let's see. They are in miscellaneous, and unfortunately they don't show you who did it. They are at Mod The Sims 2 though. The other thing I put in here was a wishing well. Oh, I love that music. A wishing well and a wishing shrine, which will give Sims, I don't know, do you guys know what happens with the wishing shrine? If they, get a blessing or whatnot from it? Because I have it on my Prima guide, but I have not had a chance to read that yet. Anyway, so that is the way I'm thinking about that, is that when you come here, you can make a wish on behalf of your passed on loved one. These are the two ladies guarding the souls coming in from the fountain, which I love how that came out. So pretty. The only slight disadvantage is that Sims like to look at art, particularly if I haven't been careful to set what their levels are with the business controller, customer selector that I was just telling you about. They'll come in and just wander around looking for something to do, and one of the things that Sims like to do is look at art, of which this statue is art. So they'll stand in this flower bed and stare at the statue. It doesn't bother me overly much. I don't worry about it. And then here's the wishing well going on here, so that's fun. Lots of chests as well. Honoria has hired someone to watch over the lot. This is the Mausoleum, and it has one urn in it, Night Racer's urn. Hi, Night Racer. And somebody who really missed Night Racer put some flowers next to his urn. Here's another statue watching over the dead in the Mausoleum. And there's a food court area here. My husband took a look at this graveyard, and he said, that's the swankiest graveyard I have ever seen. And I told you guys, I said it. I cannot do dingy, dark, depressing. I just don't have it in me. So even something that, I didn't even try with the cemetery. I just went for upscale, beautifully landscaped cemetery, because that's the best that I was gonna be able to do. I just couldn't do it. Anyway, but yeah, if you guys want a really grungy, shadowy, fog-filled cemetery, you're gonna have to look elsewhere, because I haven't got it in me. Anyway, So we have these wonderful tombstones, some pretty flowers here. Right now, Honoria needed to hire an employee, so she hired Midriffy, Mike Colson, who is the wayward father figure of the orphans over at the orphanage, who is slated to be killed off. And over here, I tried to use what I'd mentioned, the Tai Chi vase, which did work, but it worked so well that Sims didn't want to do anything else, and I could not get the autonomy to work on it, so it would stop calling Sims so intensely. So I ended up, after trying a couple of different things, I decided to go with just the plain old benches with some reading material, and that works out really well. When I do want to do Tai Chi in the cemetery, what I can do is, let's say Honoria is the Tai Chi teacher, or let me pick some other sim because Honoria is the owner of this, so as not to confuse you. So Cinna is the Tai Chi instructor, and with the Nightlife feature of allowing groups on the phone, what it means is that you can put a number of Sims into a group called the Tai Chi class, say 3 other Sims, and when you're playing Cinna's lot, you can have Cinna call up the group called the Tai Chi group, and bring them and have them meet you here at the cemetery, meet Cinna at the cemetery, where she would have the Tai Chi vase in her inventory, and she can just take the vase out of her inventory and put it under the tree. If the inventory is not available for her, then she can also buy it from the buy and build mode. And the way I make buy and build available on community lots is using Inseminator. Enable buy and build. That's the way I do it, and that's the way I'm sure there's another way to do it, but I don't know what it is. And then for you guys, eagle-eyed, in the corner there, you'll see the satellite, which took the life of somebody, one of the 8 Sims that we killed off. But anyway, yeah, so it's sitting back there. I have it back in the corner so that the smoke that rises from it all the time, let me go into live mode. See that smoke? That's a constant effect, which I love. But it's a little bit distracting on my eyes, so I kind of stuck it in behind this tree. And some of the things I did during playtesting was, it took a while for me to find a tree here that didn't drop leaves every 20 seconds, so that there was a big crush of people playing in leaf piles back here. The last thing I want to show you before we go into play mode here is this easel, which is for Sims to paint pictures of other Sims, and the Sim can buy it, and I'll show you how that works as we get going. Okay, so without further ado, let's call Mike into work. Toggle that open and close. Summon employee. I'm going to summon in Mike, and then I'm going to have Dahlia sell that, and then when she's done with that, I'll have her get started on making some flowers. I also have it set up so that she's excited with her work. I also have it set up so that Dahlia does not need to restock on a regular basis. She will restock at the end of the day, because otherwise the Sims, I want the Sims to basically buy what is available for the day, and then at the end of the day, Honoria will restock more. That's the best way it's working out right now. So she's got, let's look in her inventory and see what she's low on. She has 9 wildflower bouquets, 9 mixed flower bouquets, so she's pretty low on those. So I'll start with the mixed flower bouquets. Oh, also, Honoria, during my playtesting, won a Best of the Best award from the local reporter. That was mixed flower bouquets, that's what I wanted. So it's sitting here, and I put it here because Sims are drawn to the Best of the Best award to come and check it out. So I wanted them to come and check it out at a place where they would then be able to turn right around and start shopping. So I have Make Mini up there. Ready to go. As you know, I always like to type in who did the crafted item, whatever it may be, because it does matter in play, at least for me. Honoria will somebody will buy this, and then you'll see it in their inventory months later, and you'll say, oh, who is this from? And you'll see that Honoria's designed this. Because the way this works with the integrated economy, the Sims can buy, as you'll see, when I'm not playing them. So some of the fun of playing in this way is going to a Sims lot that you haven't played in a while and looking at all the neat things that are in their cemetery. And first up is Senna. Oh, and this is reminding me to save my game. I have by Monique. It's called the Save Game Reminder, which has, by the way, saved my butt more times than I can count. As far as when my game used to crash a lot, which it doesn't anymore, because I have fixed it from crashing. It used to be that trying to change a Sim's clothes on a community lot, instant crash. Which is very frustrating when it takes 20 minutes to load your game, so if something crashes, it's pretty painful. But I did 2 tips which are available in... Oh, great, here's Nan, Kimberly. I did 2 tips which are available on Goss, Garden of Shadows, under the Borked area, B-O-R-K-E-D, for broken. And there's Mike, and Mike, I don't know what I have you set to do. You should be set to do sales, if I remember correctly. So I can click on here, and yeah, he's set. He's selling. He's set to be the salesperson. And here's Tanner. Also, I found a tip while recording my failed recordings that weren't working before that should help with the lag on this Let's Play. In that I turned down, I'll show you my graphics area here. I turned down smooth edges, which is the Sims 2 word for anti-aliasing, as it's called in most other games. And I turned that down a bit, and it doesn't give me too much of a noticeable difference. Like the edge of a fence over here, this fence right behind Nan is a little bit, when I scroll out, it's just a touch jagged, but nothing that is going to cause me any hardship, that's for sure. And it means that my lots, particularly when you get a number of Sims going on, are a little less laggy.
One time.
So, let's see, who would I like to do some painting today? I think I'm going to grab Nan. And Mike's doing his job. So, using my favorite... Actually, I'm not going to do that because Nan's in the middle of a buying cycle. And I want to show you how she will... See, so she's got her bag. She walks right up to the cash register, and the bag goes. So she's going to leave the lot. But let me see if I can find somebody. Sita, have you bought something? I can't tell. Fitzgerald. Control the Sim. There's a lot of different ways to make Sims selectable, and you'll see even in my menu that I have a couple different choices for making Sims selectable. I can make unselectable here. That says make selectable when it's the other way around. But I have found Control the Sim to be the most error-free way of doing it. So Tanner is going through the help me mode, which I don't want him to do. That's when they wander around looking lost until a salesperson helps them. And I'm going to have him go over here, and we're going to do a fun thing here. Have him make a painting. Now, if I were going to do this with another Sim who didn't, when I wasn't playing this lot, all I would do is bring the Sim to this lot, and Honoria and Mike would show up and do their thing as they're set up to do. And I would have the Sim go over to the easel and start painting, and if I wanted to do it that way. And then the Sim could put the painting in their inventory, go over to the Sim's house that they were selling the painting to, or who commissioned the painting, and simply put it up on the wall. And then I'll show you how I pay Sims, the quickest way I have found to pay Sims. So I'm going to have Tanner go over here, and I'm going to have him paint a custom painting. This feature came with pets. And I'm going to choose a horizontal canvas because I know the picture I want to choose. I'm waiting for Tanner to get his butt over here. Come on, Tanner. And I think that was one of the little Kimberly girls who just walked by. Where are you, dude? I canceled out his help me action, but he still wandered. There he is, finally.
Hey, bless you. Ah, what's that?
So he'll start painting a horizontal painting. And then this will pop up because I chose custom painting, which comes with pets. And basically it allows you to choose a painting which is in your paintings folder, which is in your Sims 2 folder, which is in your My Documents folder. If you understood that. I'm going to choose this painting. I love this painting. I unfortunately don't know who did it. I grabbed it from somebody on Mod the Sims in one of the pictures. I've been perusing the picture threads on Mod the Sims for so many years. So I have a lot of pictures that I have just gathered way before I ever knew I was going to Let's Play anything. And so unfortunately I cannot tell you who did this picture. I have no idea. If you did it though, and if you're the person who did it, let me know. Hey Giles. So he'll do his painting and go on about his business. Oh, we also have some hot dogs out from the last time that I played the slot. There's still some hot dogs there. I'm sure they're plenty fresh. So once the Sims are done, you know, going crazy all over these flowers, that's another reason why I don't have her restock the flowers, because Sims would never leave this flower buying area, and they would just keep buying flowers and buying flowers and buying flowers. So, and also the other disadvantage is that when they buy flowers, oh look, some of the kids are here. When they buy flowers, they then will just automatically walk off the lot. That's they won't stay after buying the flowers. I love it. The girls are buying some flowers. That's so cute. This is Miyabi-chan, who's one of the orphans, and maybe they give orphans spending money. I don't know. And Emily Kimmerly, who is part of the new family. This is Nan Kimmerly, who's back again. And that's another thing, is that because I have so few Sims in Acanthop, the same Sims will keep coming back over and over again to buy the flowers. So that's why I just have her fill up the flowers for that day, and then that's pretty much what's left. You know, if once they're all out, they're out. And that means Sims will do other things. Nan is Nan and her husband Boyd and Emily and Cicely Kimberly. I should think about those names. Emily Kimberly.
Oh,
and yay, Sheriff Withers. This is a kind of a spoiler alert here, but Sheriff Withers, this really cute looking Sim here. Can't get a good look at him. Let me move him so he can look confused in the middle of the walkway over here. He is the new sheriff of the prison, because the votes I got in comments said that you guys want to see me do the prison next, and so he and his brother are the sheriff and the constable of the new jail. And he's also a real hottie patati. If you go for that caramel, you know, look that he's sporting, which I do, he's cute. I do like having a variety of different skin tones for the Sims. Although I don't do berry Sims, which are something that's available more in Sims 3. There's a whole, I guess, trend towards berry Sims there. I love it. And so she just bought, Miyabi-chan just bought some flowers. So the fun thing about that is that the next time I'm playing the orphanage lot and I see those flowers, I can put them out in her room because she bought them. And I've had some wonderful experiences with what I've found in a Sims inventory that they autonomously bought that I had nothing to do with. Oh, and hey, there's the constable. Whoa, I hate when I do that. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Looking handsome. Ready for a photo op. This is him here. Yep. Good looking dude. Even though it looks like he's got a lazy eye there on the left. But yeah, so the prison's going to be a lot of fun to set up, and I will be doing that in the next few episodes. So I'm waiting for all the flowers to run out so they'll do something else. I think they have. Yep, all the flowers. And now they go and choose to do other things. That's another reason why, you know, even though I have set this to be a relaxation spot, they still will heavily, you know, be drawn towards flowers. This is the can I help you routine that she's going through here. So he's coming over, and the Sims, if they see that everything is out of stock, they'll be a little bit irritated, and they'll lose a customer star. The customer stars are part of OFB, obviously, which show you, you know, customer loyalty. She's got so much positive customer loyalty that a couple of stars lost is not that big of a deal. Plus, it adds a little bit more challenge, as far as I'm concerned. You can play a business where you do a whole bunch of just mean things to the Sims and try and get their customer loyalty to all tank down. Like, for example, if she continues to do this, I'm looking for help, and no one comes to help her, which Mike should do autonomously. If he doesn't do that for whatever reason, I love her shirt, it's so cute, then she will lose customer loyalty stars. Oh, it looks like it might be getting overclassed today. So the cemetery is going nicely. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Just what I like to see. Oh, look at him hard selling a kid. Good kid. So I use the ticket, Banditron ticket thing here so much in my lots, just because it's just the easiest way to bring some revenue in. Is that people have to pay an entry fee to get in. So you can see she dropped some stars here, but it's no big deal as far as I'm concerned. If they have a low customer loyalty, they'll be less likely to show up on the lot. That's one of the downsides of it. That's great. They have little animations for the kids. He's like, dang it, they're all out of stock. And I drove all the way over here. Oh, look at how cute. Okay, cuteness. Cuteness alert. I just love it. The kids are so awesome in The Sims. This is Aaron Lockhart. He's one of the orphans. That's so cute. I love it. So you can make a kids play park, for example, where only kids were available to come there, or, you know, kids and adults if you want to have their parents go. The painting's coming along nicely here. I love this game. I really do. I say it every episode, and I'm going to keep right on saying it. The painting's coming along nicely. So let me know if you guys have any pictures of your cemeteries that you have done that you can share either at my website on Tumblr at thejessachannel.com, or you can send me a link on Twitter at the Jessa Channel. Watch and learn, kid. Yeah, the lag has been decreased. So it is 2 p.m. I mentioned this before. It's coming up on 2 p.m. in Acanthop, and one of the negative comments that I got on my commentary style was the fact that I start out my episodes the way I do, saying the date, and that's just my little signature thing. And also so that the reason I started doing it is so that I have a personal history unfolding on my Let's Play channel, so I can go back and watch an old episode and I'll know exactly what day it was recorded, and, you know, kind of give me an idea of how far I've come since that day. Oh, I love it when they just hang out and chat on the benches there. But yeah, so he mentioned that my commentary style was much like watching a NPR commentator, And he meant that as a not positive statement, you know, it was a criticism of my style, but I took it as a huge compliment because I love NPR. And so every time I tell you what time it is in Acanthop, I feel like I'm one of those NPR commentators. It's 2 p.m. in Acanthop, and traffic is light on I-5 or I-7 or I-12 or whatever. So I have this set with, how many customers do I have set for this to show up? I might add a few more. So this is the, this is from Paladin. Oh, momentary blanking out on his site name. And I think I have it, yeah, set for 6 customers, so I'm going to raise the customer limit to 8. I had lowered it because I was getting some lag, but because I figured out, oh, look at this. Oh, I love that. I'm pausing because I think I'm going to take a picture of that. Oh, so for me, this is Lucy just sitting down and talking to Anton about what type of friends he has, or has he made friends since he's moved into the orphanage, and, you know, how's he doing and all that, you know, just getting to know him. And this is it. This is what I love about simming, storytelling, let's playing, the whole shebang, is the stories that unfold outside of my control that will later on possibly lead to some great storyline branching out here. For example, Anton might get a crush on Lucy, or when he comes of age, he might, you know, want to be her friend, you know, in a more personal way. Or perhaps Lucy goes into education and helps him fulfill his dreams. And there's just different things that can happen. And I don't know what those things are going to be, because they're going to unfold as they unfold. So, picture time. Hold on, please. One of the many things that I enjoy about taking pictures so much in The Sims is that it gives me a visual record of, it's instead of having Anton saying his memories or Lucy saying her memories. Here, if we control the sim and then we go over to Lucy's memories here, and it may say, that's annoying. Yeah. Let's see, does it say met someone? Oh no, it doesn't. And the reason why I just remembered is that I have modded that out so that memories are not so filled with certain different things that I consider to be fluff, which is something you can do with a small mod from Boiling Oil. He's on my mods list, the Sims 2 mod list. But anyway, I have a visual record now of these two meeting, and that will go in there in Lucy's file in Sim Tracker. Sim Tracker is a great little program. Miyabi-chan likes the cemetery. I might have to keep that in mind. To me, she's kind of the goth kid type. And that's Colin, another one of the orphans. So the Customer Selector that I showed you earlier on in the episode is not set to allow kids and teens and young adults by default. So you have to remember to turn that on. Because I like to have, of course, especially during the day, as many of the kids as possible. Get out of the way, Mike. Beat it. Move over. She's trying to buy a ticket. Thank you. Oh, and here we go. Some more romance. These two are quite happy with each other, Lucy and Cecil. Cecil is going to be running he's the new dean of the college, and Lucy will be going to the college for classes, so it's a nice little possible romance there. And when I was recording, they did quite a lot of smooching and stuff that I got pictures of. What are they going to do? Oh, great! That's awesome! That's what you want to have happening at an outdoor lot, people enjoying themselves. And I like the fact, this is one little thing I'm going to say before I end this episode. I like very much the fact that, oh great, they're chatting. Wonderful. Oh, and the painting is complete. So I was going to say, I like very much the fact that there's a lot of activity happening. And I remember, for those of you guys who've long-term Sims 2 players, that Maxis would put out these promotional pictures like they do for each of their expansion packs for pets, for Sims 2 pets. And they showed a city park with some dogs playing and owners playing and together and with the dogs. And of course, as usual, before I finally woke up to their chicanery, their trickery, I, got the game and realized that stuff was not remotely available, especially in the vanilla game without mods. It wasn't possible to have that naturally happening. But let's take a look at the cemetery that's going on right now, which we do have some mods running to help us do this. But from the standpoint of just being able to get them to come in and do things, we have some new relationships forming. The new sheriff is kicking William's butt. I'm in a tree. We have some more chess games going on, some kids hanging out, some football happening. In another episode, one of the ones that got scrapped because of mic problems, Senna kept using this cross and preaching to people, which I think I got a few pictures of. And we have Wesley here, some people enjoying themselves, and Mike waiting for the next customer. And all of this stuff is happening in game right now. We didn't have to do a bunch of messing about the way Maxis does to get a fake looking picture to get you to buy it. So I'm hoping that, if this Let's Play does renew some interest in Sims 2, there's still a lot of people playing The Sims 2, but, brings a few more players in, then as far as I'm concerned, I've done my job. So, picture is ready and it looks fantastic. Look at it. Oh, that's gorgeous. Now, the reason I chose this picture is because I don't have any pictures of the Sims in my paintings folder in the in my documents. EA Games, The Sims 2 paintings is where you'll find it if you have pets, and as an expansion pack. So I'm just showing you this picture as an example, but what this would actually be is a picture of the Sim, and that's another reason why I stop and take photographs all the time. Let me know, are you guys Sims players? You Sims 2 players? Do you stop and take pictures at every opportunity? Because I do. My snapshots, where I keep my Sims photos, is just going to be full, and in my other hood, hundreds of photos of different Sim moments. And the other advantage with taking so many photographs is that you can then put them on paintings. You can put them into photograph frames. You can put them into albums. So there's a lot of different ways, and I just love to walk into a Sims home and the entire living room wall is full of family photos of moments that have passed in previous generations. One of the many fun things about this game. So before I end this episode, let me show you really quickly about the wallet controller. The wallet controller is by Christian Love. Christian Love's stuff is available on Mod The Sims, but I've also uploaded Christian Love uploaded very kindly her entire mod folder every mod that she'd done, the latest version, on her website, which is now her blog, right before she closed her blog. She gave an announcement that she was going to close her blog in a month, and she put that up there, so I grabbed that. And I have I have submitted that to the Sims 2 Graveyard. So hopefully whoever is running the Sims 2 Graveyard will get that information and put it up there for everyone to have. But the wallet controller is still available at Mod The Sims. And it's this little tree that I've hidden here. When it first comes out, you take it out of your folder, your catalog, it's the little bonsai tree, I believe. But I don't like that. It has a feature on it which allows you to change the model. So I changed it to this and then stuck it in here and hid it in there. So it doesn't look out of place. The reason why I like the wallet controller is, let's say that Lucy wants to buy this picture from Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald has made the picture. You select Lucy, preferably if you are on Lucy's lot is the best way to do it, or if you're playing Lucy's family. I'm doing this as an example, and so the money that Lucy sends is going to be money from this lot, but it's for an example. So then she can click here on the tree and click send, and then pick the amount of money. Let's give Tanner $500 for that beautiful piece of artwork. And I'm going to have her stop tossing that football for the moment. And then all the Sims in your hood will pop up here as to who you can send this to. So Tanner should be, there he is, and to Fitzgerald. And click accept, and that's done. Now, I go over here to Fitzgerald, and I select him. And then I have him check his account. And either pick me or Fitzgerald Tanner. I don't know what the difference is. I'll pick me. And it will show you that he has $500 in his account. The reason why I like and this wallet token controller is not very well known in the community. I never hear anyone talking about it. Mostly people talk about Monique's computer. It's the most well-known way. But the thing with Monique's computer is that, first of all, in order to use it, I'd have to put a computer on the slot. So I'd have to, in order for, being a realistic kind of simmer the way I am, I'm not going to want to just stick a computer over here in the corner. I'm going to want to build a little office space for her. And there's not a lot of spaces for that. Sometimes it's not very feasible to put a computer on a lot. The second thing is, if you've used Monique's computer, which is a fantastic thing, has so many wonderful ways to be able to build an integrated hood, so I still highly recommend it. But for sending money, I prefer this method because it's an automatic method. With Monique's computer, the sim has to go through the entire animation of going up to the computer and typing it in, and then you pick the amount of money, and then you blah, 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 blah. And that works fine sometimes. But sometimes, like me, I'm simming away, and I just want one person to pay another person. Just get it done with. Particularly, for example, if I have a bunch of Sims living in a boarding house, for example, which I do have in my other hood, and I'm going to have here as well, too. So you have a bunch of Sims who are paying rent to buy a room in a boarding house, and when they come home, because of the unfortunate way that the Sims 2 money system works, all the household funds are mixed in together. So when they bring their money home from work, I immediately take whatever they've earned from work. Say if they come home with 200 simoleons, I immediately when they come home, I just click on this tree and I have them deposit their 200 simoleons into their bank account, so that they're saving up their own funds to move out of that boarding house and into their own place. So that's how it works. That's why I like the wallet token controller, and you can get it once again on modthesims.info. And I'm going to end this episode here. We're going to come back in the next episode, and hopefully we're going to see some ghosts come out. That's what we're aiming for in the next episode. It's 4 p.m. The ghosts come out between 8-ish at the earliest and 10 p.m. So we will hopefully scare a couple of patrons, freak a couple of people out. It'll be good fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved what you saw, I invite you to join the party and subscribe. And I'll see you again at the cemetery here in Acanthop in the next episode. Have a great evening.